Three, two, one. Hey, welcome. This is Bill Gross, and I'm the official podcaster for the LA County Real Estate Investors Association, along with the head mucky muck, the chief bottle washer, the chef, the man that makes it happen, the straw that stirs the drink, Lloyd Segal. Lloyd, how you doing?
Hey, good morning to you.
And the reason I reached out to Lloyd to say, Lloyd, I know you have coming up on May, not May 20th. What is the date?
August 5th.
Well, the link is wrong on the promotional thing. On August 5th, Saturday, Foreclosure Forum, which is a whole day. And I get so many people ask me, I want to get started in real estate investing or as an agent, and they want to learn about foreclosures. And you offer this program almost monthly or every other month.
No, we
Foreclosure
do
Forum.
it
Tell me about the forum and what you're trying to do.
quarterly. We
Quarterly. There
offer
you go.
the foreclosure forum is quarterly, and the basic training boot camp is quarterly, different times of the year.
Got it. So I know that agents come in all the time with asking me questions, and I know how to. I mean, literally before this call, an attorney asked me, "Hey, is this property in foreclosure?" This attorney who refers me probates, and he's trying to understand the timing of the probate. We're not marketing it, but I know how to look it up and find it out. But you're actually teaching people how to check on properties going into foreclosure to find good deals as investors and or as real estate agents, correct?
Right.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You mentioned the difference between a note and a deed of trust. Why is that important?
Well, because the note is the actual terms and conditions of the loan. So you know the principal, what the monthly payments are, what your interest rate is, what the term of the loan is. The deed of trust is a security for the note. The deed of trust is the one document that's actually recorded in the county recorder's office. The deed of trust, uniquely compared to a mortgage, a deed of trust gives the right to the lender to foreclose non-judicially if the borrower fails to make the payments.
Which means they have to go to court and file a lawsuit,
Right.
theoretically.
Which is
And I
what
think the way I try to describe it is the deed of trust is like a thing that says, hey, if you don't fix that thing over there, we can take your house back. And all the terms are in that thing over there. But if you don't know what that thing over there is, the deed of trust is of limited value. It is some value to it, but you really want to know the note because it has the terms of the rate and penalties and things like that, correct?
Right, correct. Because you may be taking, if you're buying a foreclosure, you're concerned about the note because you want to know if you're either going to assume the loan or take subject to that loan,
Right.
what exactly are those terms?
One of the things you talk about is the difference between judicial and non-judicial. And just a quick overview, judicial means with a judge going to court. Non-judicial, as Lloyd just explained, means without going to court. I deal with both because the judicial foreclosures in LA County are held downstairs from probate. So I've been to judicial auctions. I've helped customers buy properties. I've helped people avoid selling them. What's the opportunity for an investor? What's the opportunity for a real estate agent by knowing those differences?
Well, judicial foreclosure, again, at the courthouse is going to be for multi-residential properties, wherever there's a revenue source. So, yeah, if you're trying to buy those kind of properties, then you're going to want to pay attention to judicial foreclosures and try to solicit to buy those. If you're only concerned about buying homes, then you're really only concerned about non-judicial foreclosures and going through that process. A non-judicial foreclosure is generally going to be for properties that do not have an income source like a single family residence.
One of the things I know you teach, because I took your class, was the different stages of foreclosures, right? There was like delinquency, NOD's been filed, notice of default, trustee sale has been filed at the courthouse, whether it be judicial, non-judicial, and then post REO. I think there's about 5. What I find is that because the new investor or person reaching out doesn't know any of those niches, they can't really be good at any of them. And I always tell people, well, you can learn them all, but pick one to work at and be the expert in that one. So what might somebody learn from your foreclosure forum on Saturday, August 5th, that will help them actually build a business?
Well, what I think is that people need to understand, like you just said, if you're going to be a foreclosure investor, there are really 4 different types of foreclosure investing. Number 1 would be pre-notice of default. So the foreclosure has not started yet. I refer to that as the default stage or the pre-foreclosure stage. Someone who's behind on their payments, but it's not public knowledge. Now you can find those people. We'll show you how to do that at the forum. Number two, if you want to be an investor that buys foreclosures while the foreclosure is pending, that means from the notice of default until the trustee's sale, which in California is about 111 days, 3.5 months. So that's a different kind of investing. You're dealing directly with the homeowner, but you're in competition with other investors who are also making contact with the owner. Number three, foreclosure investor is the person who buys at the trustee sale. Now, what's distinctive about that is people buying at the trustee sale can generally get the lowest available price because it's an auction. The problem is you need 100% of the purchase price at the sale, which is unlike most states. California is the exception here because of laws passed during the Depression. A lot other Western states allow you to put down 5 or 10% at the auction, and then you've got 30 days to get the balance. You can go to a hard money lender, get the money to complete the purchase. In California, you need 100% of the purchase price, cash or cashier's check, at the sale. So that would be number three. And then number four would be real estate investors who buy REOs. So REOs are properties that are taken back by the lender. REO stands for real estate owned by the lender or by an investor who bought it at the trustee's sale. So those are four distinct, different kind of foreclosure investors.
I would say they're for different businesses, no different than opening a Mexican food restaurant, different than a hamburger stand, than a steakhouse, than a Chinese food restaurant.
Can I use that and not give you credit?
You can do whatever you want. All my stuff is free online. But I believe that, and I think that's the one mistake I see people make when I meet them at the event at the monthly event that you do, is they're like doing 20 things at once. And I tell them what I do. I just do one thing. I do probate, real estate. I do sales in California. I build a team nationally. But I just do probate, sales, LA County, and I focus in on that. And because of my expertise, get business. And what you're talking about, each of these areas have like a whole world of details. You're going to do a class for, I think, about 8 hours to cover just foreclosures. And within foreclosures, you're going to go into a couple of these areas for an hour or two deep to provide that. And so anybody listening, I know this comes across as an advertisement. I'm not getting anything from doing this other than I want to see you be successful. And I think for $149, if you sign up this week, you're going to get 8 hours with a master on foreclosure sales. And that's why I reached out to Lloyd and said, Lloyd, can I record you and promote you on my network? Because I do believe it's really valuable. So let me ask you one question. You've had hundreds, if not thousands, of students come through your system over the years. Thousands. What's the one thing that distinguishes the guy or gal who gets started from the one who just comes around and pays for classes and goes to classes and takes notes and asks questions? What's the difference between that guy or gal and the one that actually gets into action and gets a deal? And I find, because once they get one, then they can get 5 or 10.
And what's the question with regard to that?
What's the difference between those two people? The one that never moves and the one that actually takes action the first time?
The euphemism is take action, take action, take action. That's what differentiates. So really what I try to do as an instructor is explain to people what take action actually means. And take action in reference to what we're doing is submitting offers to buy properties.
Ooh.
That's taking action. And my dad always uses the saying, you don't catch any fish if you don't have your hook in the water. So if you're going to take all the classes and seminars and come to our monthly meetings and listen to your podcast and read the books and get the online courses and spend hours and hours in doing it and never submit offers, It's like reading about making love, but never making love. I mean, the analogy is almost perfect. The reality is, if you don't submit offers, you'll never buy real estate.
Wow. Wow, that's an interesting analogy, and I think also that the buyers have the mistaken impression because you submit an offer, you're stuck possibly buying that property and losing a lot. Where the reality is, the due diligence really gets serious when the offer is accepted, and you should feel comfortable making the offer, and then you can get all your questions answered during the escrow, right?
I show people all the time, we can submit offers left and right, and if they get accepted, we as buyers can cancel. The seller never can cancel. So
Right.
you now have the legal structure to protect yourself. And if it turns out, I mean, the whole purpose of escrow is to decide whether or not it is a good deal. And if it's not, you can cancel.
Yeah, I know. As a listing agent, I can just say the truth is, the deal's never set until the buyer waives their contingencies and their money's in escrow, because every day you just worry about what are they going to do to back out of the deal, and if they don't want to buy the deal, it's not going to work. That's why I also tell sellers, leave a little bit of meat on the bone, because you want them motivated. They got a ways to go to want this property, or else they're going to back out. So writing offers is a critical process to even look at a property in depth. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so just to recap real quick, the foreclosure forum is on Saturday, August 5th, so that's a week from this Saturday,
Right.
9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's held
Right.
at the Iman Cultural Center, the same place we do the monthly big event. And if you want more details, you go to LAREIC.com. It's $149 if you sign up this week.
Yeah, let
It
me
goes
caution
up.
you. It's $149 if you sign up before Saturday. This Saturday, the July 29th. After July 29th, price jumps to $1 million. So
Right.
you don't want to make that mistake.
Right. Though in reality, it doesn't go to $1 million, but it'll feel like $1 million. That difference will feel. You'll be losing your first investment money by waiting past that if you're going to go anyhow. Why would you do that? So reach out to me if you have any questions, if I can help in any way. Of course, feel free to sign up. Lloyd, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. Oh, before we go,
Yeah.
find more information if you want in the Facebook group, the Los Angeles County Real Estate Investor Association. We have our own Facebook group where all kinds of good content on real estate investments are posted. Different deals, different stories you might find interesting. The upcoming Grand Expo, speakers, and then there's my picture.
Oh,
We
there
do
you
our
are.
podcast, and then there's a
What a
promo for this
handsome
event.
devil.
So join the Facebook group. Love to have you there. Lloyd, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.